Cradle, Dogs of Fount, Chapter 25. He kept the radio off for the duration of the ride home. The bumps in the road made the interior of his SUV make thudding murmurs, and the hiss of his black leather tech bag was there when it slid while he made his turns. His house was completely dark save for his headlights reflecting in the windows. He stopped and killed the power and could almost feel the truck relaxing to start off his night. He approached his front door in no hurry and was thankful that the fog had been gone because it made his neighborhood bothersome with mugginess. He went for his keys instead of using the thumbprint lock. The door opened with a sighing crack and he turned on the light switch to his right. He threw his bag into the high-backed sky blue chair and stood on the edge of the burgundy oriental carpet. The tassel squeezed down under his heels made him feel slightly unbalanced. He decided to head up the stairs but stopped at the noise of footsteps. Probably Hyatt, he thought. Surprisingly, the latch of the front door clacked and coughed open. Soon, through the low light, or because his eyes were still adjusting to being indoors, he saw Walton Oberhill walking through the door, looking slightly downward to the ground like he was moderately tired. "My old friend Arturo," Oberhill greeted. "Arturo Meade." The general smirked and tried to remember where all his weapons were kept. "Mr. Oberhill," the general returned the greeting. They stood looking at each other for a few moments. No tales, no frowns. "Have a seat at the kitchen table. I'll put on some coffee," the general offered. "I'll take the seat, but you can hold the coffee," Oberhill said, making his way to the table. "Who said the coffee was for you?" The judge bellowed with laughter and slapped his knee a couple times as he sat down. Arturo smiled. "I won't be long, my friend, just finishing up some rather ugly business." There was a trace of ice in the old man's voice. Arturo didn't have any guns near, but he kept a level head. He joined the judge at the table and waited. "I don't like grabs for power, never have," Oberhill began. "I beg your pardon? Please allow me to talk and give you your closure. I have been running this nation longer than you've been allowed to drink. It is an obvious truth that once you get high enough, once you get enough blood on your hands, and I like you, Arturo," Oberhill nodded at the general. "You have a heart and a set of cojones, but you like to fight to a fault. Your temper makes you, well, stupid, and I can't allow you to compromise this nation of ours any further. I dropped the nuke because none of you had the heart to do it yourselves," the general laid out there. "Are you complaining about your duty as a military head?" Oberhill asked with a smirk. The general shook his head and sucked his teeth. He looked over at the coffee maker, which spewed copious steam in the air. "Do what you're going to do," the general said with no hint of fear. "Oh, I'm not doing anything, General Meade. I'm leaving that to a man of character and honesty." He cleared his throat. The front door opened and Hyatt entered stoically. The general had his back to the door and could only hear the colonel's footsteps as he approached. "Hyatt," the general said softly. "Sir," Hyatt answered with his hands in his trench coat. "My boy," Oberhill began, "now is the time to make this one atone for what he won't do himself. It's a fault of character I've been dealing with for too long." Hyatt brought out one hand, holding a snub-nosed pistol. The general heard the metallic weight and waited. Hyatt pointed it at the back of Arturo's head and held it aimed there for a moment. Arturo felt his breath failing him and tried to resist the sweat forming on his brow. Hyatt turned the gun to Walton Oberhill and put a hole in his forehead. The old man dropped to the floor out of his chair, dead. The general used nanomist integrated into the coffee maker to shut down the judge's bullet shield defense. Even so, he wasn't completely sure Hyatt was going to come through. The general's heart was pounding as his brain raced for a cover-up scenario.